Hello and welcome back everyone, and here we are on a new profile once again. Now, obviously, this is not Stranded, as you just saw with the, Iron Man profile creation, and also the fact that there's a portal there. What this is, though, is, once again, an Iron Man profile. Now, this has been getting suggested for so long by now, and I thought, it's finally time to get started with this. So, I'm gonna finish cutting down this tree, then probably grab some dirt, then we're gonna head over there and get started. And there we have the village discovered. Okay, so now that I'm here, I'm gonna do a couple of very specific things. First, starting off with talking to all of the villagers. But the first main one that I need to talk to is actually over here, and it's gonna be good old Jamie. Jamie's right over there, and he's going to be giving us the most important item for early game. And that's going to be the Rogue Sword. This thing does okay damage, but we're not looking for damage with it. We're looking for that speed boost. Speed is very hard to come by in the early game. And, yeah, we got to get speed any way that we can. So yeah, I'm going to go around and talk to all the villagers, and then I will be right back. So I tried grabbing a fairy soul, and I completely forgot that you can't just stand on them to jump out again, and I may or may not be a little stuck. And with that, that is the last of the villagers. So now that is an easy 50 coins and an even easier 5 Skyblock XP. Let's go do the next quest of talking to Cat the Pet Sitter. I think that's that is the technical classification of what her job is. Now, if you are wondering what an Iron Man profile on Skyblock is, then that's a good question. It's one of the special profile modes, and it basically means you cannot trade with other players, you can't use the auction house, and you can't use the bazaar. In short, it is Skyblock how it is generally meant to be played. You can't, just find a good money method and skate through the rest of the game. You need to actually earn everything you get, which is a little bit hard because I've always played normal. I am 100% used to just farming a little bit, getting an aspect of the end, and calling it a day. Can't really do that here. So there's a couple things that are going to be very, very important, at least from what I know so far. Thing number one, pets. The main way that you get pets by actually crafting them, obviously, is with super enchanted eggs or omega eggs or whatever else. I honestly forget. But either way, we need eggs. That's what we need. Which means we need eggs to get eggs. I'm thinking we should probably try to get enough to make the egg hat, or the chicken hat, and then we can shift and drop an egg out anytime. And then after that, we can start by making some chicken minions and getting some enchanted eggs on those, because then we can get even more. Now, the next major kind of piece of infrastructure that we'll need is just simply the collections for various items, because now we're gonna have to actually, work for everything once again, and that means I actually have to craft things. I can't just buy everything, which, that's gonna be annoying. I've never actually crafted most things in this game. Aspect of the end, never crafted it. Let's see, tree capitator, never crafted it. Grappling hook, never crafted it. Some of the most useful items in the entire game, I've always just bought because they're cheap and easy, and I haven't played Iron Man up until now. But yeah, so I think those are going to be the two most important things going forward in this kind of early game part. Is we need infrastructure for eggs, and we need infrastructure for collections. And the fun thing about those is both of those come back to minions. One of my favorite aspects of this whole game. Also, I'm really feeling the pain of having to actually pick things up now. I'm used to having the auto pickup, which hopefully will unlock soon, because if I remember right, that's not too far in. I think that's, it's one of the early levels, I forget what, but it's not too hard to unlock that. Also, we're already at farming 5 and wheat 4, which is pretty nice. Can easily get our first talisman, and also can easily get a very beginner armor set, which is going to be pretty nice. Speaking of, I'm actually... Ooh, we need carpentry 3. Okay, easiest way to level that early on, if I remember right, is just doing this. And aside from that, let's go ahead and make some armor. Okay, first ever armor set, there we go. Got some extra defense, some extra farming fortune, which is going to be nice. And we've got some extra speed while on farming islands, which is very nice. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to the farm merchant over here. And once she's done with her dialogue, I'm going to sell the rest of the stuff that I got. And we're going to go ahead and buy the rookie hoe. Now, with all the gold that I just got, I'm going to go ahead and buy, once his dialogue's done too, I'm going to buy 1 gold ingot, and then we're going to go ahead and get a couple of sticks over at the lumber merchant over here. Now, if you've ever seen one of my videos about how to get started in this game, you know exactly what I'm about to do. To be fair, if you've ever seen any video anyone has ever made about how to get started in this game, you probably know. I'm gonna make a golden shovel. Okay, golden shovel, there we go. Librarian. And yeah, so we're gonna get an efficiency 2 golden shovel, and then we're basically just gonna power level mining by mining sand, which is actually a really easy way to get started with mining. But yeah, if I remember right, you need like 40-ish experience bottles, and then we need efficiency 2, as I said. Okay, so yeah, 42 experience bottles was perfect for that. Look at my memory holding up, that's rare. Now I am also going to be grabbing the fairy souls wherever I can find them. A lot of them are out of my reach currently because of no teleportation, but yeah, I will be grabbing whichever ones I actually can reach, because those, while they aren't too helpful anymore, they're still helpful. I also think that we should start kind of working on getting a bee pet as soon as possible, mainly because this is, no matter what anyone says, this is an amazing beginner pet. You know, strength, intelligence, speed, extra stats for the players near you. It's pretty nice. But either way, I can't get that quite yet. So we're going to continue over to the desert settlement. Now, one thing I am going to do before I head over to the desert settlement, or just the barn in general, is I'm actually going to go ahead and reforge the rogue sword that I have real quick. This won't take long and it will not be that expensive. But I just want some extra damage. Oh, yeah, I forgot I need coal. One moment. Okay, I gotta get some coal, and then I can reforge my sword. Because, yeah, I want some damage, because I'm gonna try to kill some of the mobs in the barn. And other than that, having extra damage for if I ever need to fight something is just good all around. So, let's go ahead and bring this back to the blacksmith. And I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm going to actually reforge the undead sword, which I also just bought, because this thing is extremely good in the early game. I think I'm going to stick with epic on this one, mainly because of that extra 15 strength, which is going to help tremendously. Now, another thing I'm going to do before heading over to the barn is I'm actually going to go ahead and put my coins away, because now on my normal profile, I have like 2 months worth of booster cookie, or of cookie buff. Here, not so much. So if I fall off into the void or anything like that, it's not ending too well. And here we are at the barn, finally. Now, as I said, I'm gonna go around and just kill some of these animals pretty quickly. I'm not gonna farm them a ton or anything, but I want to get their collection started just to have them ready. Yes, an egg! This is so valuable. You have no idea the value of that egg. I need more of them. I think I need 5 of them for the hat, and I think I need like almost 180 for an enchanted egg. What is it, 160? If I remember right. So yeah, we're gonna need a couple of those. I also just realized I need to get, you know, chicken collection free for the chicken hat anyway, so it's gonna be a bit. But yeah, if any of you are wondering why I'm trying to make the chicken hat instead of just going straight for the enchanted egg, because once again, the enchanted egg is 144 normal eggs, so why not just save all the ones that I get? Well, the chicken hat lets you lay eggs every 5 seconds, and I'm gonna tell you right now, considering that the drop chance for an egg from a chicken is pretty low, I like my odds with the other option. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit carried away. I did not mean to kill this many of them. Yeah, I killed more than I meant to. On the bright side, though, I almost have enough to unlock the chicken minion, and we're about halfway there to actually being able to make one. Or well over halfway, actually. That's pretty nice. And yeah, regardless of the actual level, the chicken minion will be very helpful, just because it's a step in the direction of unlocking more minions. It's gonna help us with the collection, and just all around, it's gonna be amazing. Now, while I'm over here, you know, killing chickens and such anyway, I should probably specify the way that things are going to work in terms of progression on this profile. I do intend on playing this profile quite a lot. I intend on, you know, making this a series and all that. Kind of succeeding where Stranded failed, hopefully. And I will be progressing off camera, but nowhere near as much as I probably could. I will still be playing my main profile a lot and all that. And obviously I'm not going to make any big progression off camera, and I'll probably be streaming on here at some point too, so make sure to keep an eye out for that as well. Aside from that though, we almost have enough chicken for the actual chicken minion, so I'm going to go until then, and then we're going to do the sand mining, and there we have it, enough for one chicken minion. I'm gonna make the most out of that one chicken minion, don't you worry. Okay, so now let's get into the desert settlement. Now, as I said, we're going to be going around and just doing this for a while, probably. We don't need to do it too long, because leveling up is extremely quick, as you can see. But at least for a bit, this is gonna be just all I'm gonna be doing for a while. Okay, there we have mining level 8. Let me pick up some of the sand. And the fun thing is, this sand is not completely without purpose. This is gonna help us to, once I unlock it, never mind. Okay, it's the next one. That is not gonna be hard to unlock. But yeah, turning the sand into enchanted sand is gonna help power level the, whatchamacallit, carpentry skill as well. And it's also going to help with coins, because it's worth a pretty penny. You know, it's not worth a ton or anything, but it definitely is worth something. Okay, there we have mining level 9 as well as sand level 5, which means I can go ahead and do this now. Oops, not that. There we go. This is going to make everything so much easier, because, yeah, compacting these things is going to help. There we go, though. That's already worth almost 2k. So, yeah. I'm gonna keep doing this until I'm at mining 12, 13, 15, around that region. If I remember right, you need level 12 to get into the dwarven mines. I might go a little past it, just in case if I'm remembering wrong, though. And there we have mining 10. Shouldn't take too much longer, hopefully. And there we have mining 12, which means access to the crystal hollows and access to the dwarven mines, as well as a lot of coins and Skyblock XP. I mean, look, I almost have 50k already. And the best part is, I can't really do anything with it. Okay, so the next step now is just continue with random quests and other progression, which means going around collecting some sugarcane. I'm gonna collect some cocoa beans. I don't know why I forgot the beans part of that for a second. And I'm gonna go around collecting some rabbit. If it'll ever die. Okay, so thankfully, the rabbits and the sheep aren't really too important to my progression right now. You know, they are gonna be important later on. At least the sheep will be. But, yeah, the chickens are way more important, which I'm a big fan of, considering that these take more hits to kill. At least for rabbits do. Also, a little tip that I didn't even know until right now, you don't actually have to mine the blocks that it's made for to level up your promising tools. For example, breaking some cocoa beans is doing some progress for this one, and let me check real quick if the same can be said about some sugarcane. And it looks like it. It also looks like it actually does a lot, so I'm gonna just actually level this thing up a little bit with sugarcane while I'm here. Now, I will say I don't like that this actually has a limit, and I don't like that it goes by mining speed now instead of efficiency. It's kind of lame, not gonna lie, but it's still better than nothing by far. Okay, I'm back at the barn, making sure I actually get the ability to make a minion of all of these items. Just because, yeah, I think minions, even if they're low level, are still going to be extremely helpful in this. So, yeah, I think those are going to be good time investments. I also wanted to kill some more animals. Now, one underrated thing is actually going to be the cows. These things are going to be very important, mainly because having the leather will allow me to make backpacks. And I need some backpacks because I don't want to pay for more ender chest slots. I don't know why I kept trying to say enchantments chests, but that's definitely not what it is. Now, if I was really inclined, I could go for the pigman sword, but that thing's pretty expensive. And I mean, how am I expected to kill that many pigs? I'm not gonna have like 24 pig minions down or anything. Now, one more thing that's probably going to be really nice and helpful in the early game is actually going to be the pumpkin armor. Now, this stuff is a little bit worse or actually quite a bit worse in terms of defense than my farm armor, but it will reduce all damage taken by 10%, and I will then deal plus 10% as well, which is not a small amount. Like, I'm dealing, 40 damage, give it another 4, that's not bad. In these trying times when I'm barely dealing any damage, I think on a critical I'm dealing like 74, so I mean, that puts me over 80 on a critical if I have that armor. It's not going to be easy to get, but it's going to be nice once I have it. But yeah, I'm definitely not going till I can afford a minion for those, especially considering I don't have an axe yet. Now, there is actually another item like the rogue sword that is going to help me move way faster than I can normally, but for that, I'm actually going to need to go ahead and grab a promising axe. Which this actually does keep that ability of gaining an efficiency. That's odd. I wonder how that's going to be after the foraging update, whenever that happens. But yeah, so I'm going to need to do some foraging for a little bit. And then, once we can go to the park, I can get the hunter's knife, or whatever it's called. I could be remembering wrong, but that thing gives, I think, 40 extra speed, which is a ton when you don't have much to begin with. Okay. Sweet axe. Cool. 25 damage isn't bad, not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm going to the park. Because yeah, one of the most important, valuable skills, or stats to me right now is just simply speed. Because I can't teleport, I can't actually run that fast, and I need to fix that. So, onto the park we go. And as soon as I get here, I'm headed right over to where Gustav is, wherever he is. I think he's up here. Or just don't let me jump, cool. But yeah, I think he's over in this corner. Haven't interacted with the dude in a while. There he is. Okay, there's nothing like island racing. Want to try? Absolutely. Okay, in under 2 minutes. That's not that bad. You just need to... Oh, well that's a little bit of an issue. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this race this time. Let me just keep on foraging. Remember how I was saying that you could use, sugarcane and all that to level up the promising pickaxe? Yeah, the same goes for the axe. And I'm guessing the same goes for the shovel as well. Which means I'm probably going to bring both of those other items to the sugarcane area to level them up too. Because, yeah, if I can get a high level of efficiency, that's going to be really fun. Okay, time to try this race once again. Hopefully, I don't need, like, Foraging 5 to go up to the next area or anything. But also, knowing this game, Okay, yep. Who saw this coming? Okay, we're back in the race for... Okay, I knew that was coming, I just had hope. Okay, there we have Foraging 5. I think I'm gonna go down to Gustav again, and then we should be able to continue with the race. Hopefully. Hopefully they didn't secretly add a new area since the last time I checked. Okay, here we are, ready to start the race again. Let's freaking go. Let's hope for the best. I should easily be able to run it in 2 minutes, even without any teleportation or anything fancy like that. Because yeah, I mean, look how easy this is. You just go around, and I think it's up where the beacon is. I would assume, at least. Yeah. I haven't had to run this race in so long. And I'm gonna have to run it a couple times, because he's gonna give me completely useless stuff for most of them. But any second now. Coming up on the finish line, and there we go. Dr. Gustav. Polished pebble, absolutely useless. Okay, back up to the acacia area. Back up to the jungle area. Let's frickin' go. I do have to kind of hurry though, because I have to do this one in under a minute. And it's already half a minute, and it took him half a minute to get there. But you can't really jump up quite as easily as you can jump down, to be fair. So, there we go. What? Hunter knife! Okay. Best weapon for anything not undead, as well as giving me some extra speed. So that's amazing. Now, if you don't know how you're going to be using this, effectively just activate the rogue sword and then hold the hunter knife, and you'll go 140% faster. Which means zooming around like this. And the best part is, you can do this legitimately, you know, a couple tens of minutes after starting a profile. Maybe quicker. Okay, so I'm back on my island looking at what minions to set up, since I've got 5 minion slots right now. And I think the most necessary one, at least in terms of foraging, is definitely going to be oak wood, because this means that I can get the small storage. And that's going to be a little helpful. That's going to be a tiny bit needed, you know, but I can't quite get it yet, so I'll have to go back and unlock that and all that. Aside from that, I'm thinking wheat might be one of my ideal minions too, considering that it's going to lead to the farm armor and all that, which is not great, but it's going to be helpful. Might as well go towards it. And then I definitely need at least 1 or 2 chicken minions, because yeah, I need those as quick as possible. Also, now that I'm actually, you know, Skyblock level 3, I can look at the community shop, and I can see that I can start unlocking my island, which is actually going to be amazing. I can start by getting the minion slots. I think that's going to probably be the best place to start. And then next up, after I'm done with those, I'll probably go for the coins allowance. Also, I just realized something. I have no idea how I didn't realize this earlier. Diana is the minister right now. Do you know what this means? This means I can get my first pet extremely easily, and it's an amazing pet anyway. This is actually perfect. I completely forgot about that. Let me grab my coins out of the bank. There we go. Got just enough. And then, yeah, this means I can start with leveling up the griffin pet. I can start, you know, leveling up taming. Can start all that, and it's gonna be great. Okay, and there's the actual collection level up to unlock the oak minion. Perfect. Also, I'm actually gonna buy some cobblestone just to be able to upgrade my minion by a little bit. Okay, so there we have my first level 2 cobblestone minion, and hopefully many to come, or actually hopefully none to come. Cobble minions are not that helpful, but that is good for its own thing, considering that I need to get it to level 11 or 12 at some point to max out my minion slots. Okay, there is chicken minion number 1, there is oak minion number 1 as well, and there's oak minion number 2, and there we have another cobblestone minion. Okay, there we go. I have flattened my island out a little bit more just for the minions. I go oak minion and cobble minion there, oak minion there. Okay, they need dirt, I can fix that. And then the chicken minion, you know, ideally I would put it in a fenced area, but I don't really feel like making one right now, because the thing is, I'm mostly not going to actually be on the island on here. So there's not much point in me doing that, because it's just going to you know, calculate how many chickens it would have killed while I was offline. So there's not much point in me making a nice fence or anything like that. As for the dirt, I do need some more of that. Let me see if I know where to buy that. Okay, there we have 2 stacks of dirt. That should be way more than enough. And also this way, the chickens just kind of roam around. That's an added bonus, if anything. Okay, I can't quite upgrade the other cobblestone minion yet, but I am going to make this into a double chest. Now, with that, I think I'm actually going to be calling it a night with this video, and I think we will be back very soon for some more progression. As I said, I will progress off camera, but not nearly as much. And yeah, I think this is an amazing start, and hopefully there will be a lot of good stuff to come. So, make sure to subscribe if you're new first off. We're trying for 2,000 subscribers, and we are not too far from it. So, make sure to help us get there. If you have any ideas for guides you'd like to see for Hypixel Skyblock, if you have any ideas for anything else I should do in this series or in any of my other series, make sure to let me know that down in the comments below. Or just if you have anything at all to say down in the comments below, make sure to say it. And definitely make sure to leave a like, it helps out an absolute ton. And yeah, so with that, that's all for today once again. So thank you all for watching, until next time everyone, and goodbye.